you told me something hilarious yesterday where you said you don't recommend people do crime, but if they do crime, do it for what reason?
Greater LA Today, presented by the Chicano Hollywood Film Festival. Tickets available at ChicanoHollywood.com.
The obstacles, because you told me something hilarious yesterday where you said you don't recommend people do crime, but if they do crime, do it for what reason?
Do it for art. So I mean, we didn't do a lot, right? But one of the story was telling Edgar yesterday was we rented a church for this to film, and we wanted to have this like these fog machines that are basically like a bazooka or something. Like it takes a lot of fog, right? And we have two of them, and then so the people that rent from, they say it's like, oh, fog, don't use that because it's gonna have the fire alarm. We cannot reach a fire alarm. It's like 20 feet from the ground, right? So there was a person that I was like checking what's happening on set. So we invited a person to the bathroom for a little bit, and we used the bazookas because it's one scene when they open the door of the church and then this fog comes in, right? So there's this figure that it comes out, and so the alarm went on, and then it's like, and I was telling the cameraman and the actors, forget about the sound, and obviously the sound is very disturbing. And we continue shooting, right? And the scene is very calm. It's the opposite, right? So you don't see any of that. And at some point, the fire department show up, right? So they have these huge trucks and lights and everything. So then everybody like run away, and they ask us like, who's in charge, right? So then I went over there, and it's like, well, what's going on and all that. And everybody's like, oh man, they're going to find you. They're going to have this, it's going to cost a lot of money, And then I was like concerned about it, right? But I mean, better say sorry than ask for forgiveness than permission, right? In this case,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I talked to them, and then they said, it's like, well, what's happening? I explained and all that. And pretty much they said, where can I watch it? Where I can watch a film? And that was it. And they left.
And the firefighters were not bothered. They weren't mad. They just wanted to see like, hey, where can we watch the film when it's done?
Yep. Yeah. So, and I'm gonna say this, like, I haven't like worked in LA as much, right? But here in Portland, I mean, it's a smaller community, and it's like right here, right? So it's like that's where I go. I don't go to a church there, that one, because it's an event center now, but it used to be a church, right? But anyway, but like I feel like there is more like helping to produce, right? Helping to get the stuff done than they have a lot of obstacles, right? So, but don't do crime. I don't want to keep it on.
Keep it official. That's right. Don't do crime unless it's for art.
Exactly.
And it just sounds like, Edgar, it just sounds like there's things are going to come up. I mean, we all know this as filmmakers. Things come up on film sets, and you just kind of have to handle them, work with them, and keep on going, right?
Yeah. I was trying to say this, like the show must go on, right? So another thing that happened is just like we've been planning for several weeks or like months, actually, pre-production, right, and getting cast, rehearsals and all that. And then we the first location was we're gonna shoot it in an apartment building, in an apartment that we went, we scouted. We have like storyboards and everything, what shots are gonna happen over there. And Ken, which will help with the production, told me, hey, the building management call, and the previous tenant who was staying last night left the fridge open, right? And so the apartment flooded, and they had wood floors, right?
Ooh.
So we went over there, and it's like, right? So we cannot film there, right? And so then him and his wife like basically said, it's like, let's find another location, right? And we were able to find another location, but it was not what we were planned, right? So the other location has a different constraints and other things, but you got to do it because here in Portland, most of the people that I'm working with, especially actors, they have a day job, right? So they took permission or take the day off for that specific day. So to able to get, and this is my biggest production, right? So we have, overall, it was like around 300 people, right? So for that day, we'll have 15 to 20 people. So the trying to get their schedule together is always a pain. So the show must go on, trying to get it. We'd like to invite you guys to come to Chicano Hollywood Film Festival. So our film is going to be shown on Friday, July 31st at 3, from 3 to 5, I think. And it's going to be the South Hall. So, yeah, come check it out.
Greater LA Today, presented by All We Have, now streaming on Tubi.